Hey guys, it's Mike here again with Viper Paranormal, and today I'm going to show you how to analyze and debunk a photo using a free image editing software and some very basic techniques. Now the software we're going to be using for this is called Picasa 3. It is free to download and free to use, so I encourage you to check that out. This software was brought to my attention by my friend Brad. He is the founder of the Spokane Paranormal team. Now when you open your software, here's what it's going to look like. If you go over here to the left, you're going to see some basic effects. Now these are the effects that we're going to need to analyze photos. We're not going to do any fancy edits, so this is all we need. Now if we go down here to the bottom, we're going to see a histogram and camera information. This is going to have some information from the camera, plus you can use the histogram to determine whether the photos that you're analyzing are in fact photoshopped or enhanced using an image editing software. Now as soon as I get more information and learn how to use this histogram better, you can count on a tutorial. But with that being said, let's go over here and check out the photo. This photograph was presented to me a while back for analysis, and I can't remember who sent it to me, but whoever it was, I hope you don't mind me using it in the video. This is the perfect photograph to do this type of video, so you're helping the paranormal world out a lot, and again, I hope you don't mind. But here's the photo. Let's take a look at it. The first thing we like to do is look at the photograph and see if we can find the anomaly in question. Well, this one doesn't take very long to find. If you look to the middle right here, you're going to see what almost looks like some type of an apparition. Now what I like to do is sit down and see if I can think of any alternative reasons that something like this could have happened. Could it be caused by dust? Could it be caused by some sort of reflection? Could it be nothing more than a long exposure? We don't know. That's what we're here to find out. Now, from experience when dealing with possible apparition photos, I know a lot of times these are nothing more than long exposures. So that's the first thing we're going to do is check that out. So if you go here to the top left and you go over to Picture and you click that and then scroll down to Properties here, it's going to pull up your EXIF data. Now this data is going to have all the information you need to know about the photo, how it was taken, when it was taken, what type of camera it was taken by, whether the flash was used, and so on and so forth. So we're going to scroll down a little bit until we find the exposure time. And if we look here, we're going to see it's 1/60th of a second, and that's a fairly normal exposure time. So we're going to go ahead and rule out long exposure as the source of this anomaly. Now if this is your photo, you're definitely going to have access to that EXIF data, but if someone else sent you the photo, chances are it may not be there. So you can always request they send the original photo for analysis that will have the EXIF data. A lot of times the absence of this data could be a sign that someone's trying to pull one over on you and pass off an alternate image as a ghost photo. Now let's zoom in a little bit closer to see if we can get a better idea of what we're looking at. Okay, from here it almost looks like you can see a head up here, possibly even some hair, and then maybe a body with a blue shirt, possibly even some legs. When your brain tries to interpret things like this, what you're actually left with are some incomplete images, and your brain does not like confusion. So what it's actually going to do is try to make sense of these images, and this is a perfect example of that. So let's zoom back out and see if we can figure out what it is. Now we're going to do what I like to call a color and shape comparison. Now what that is we're going to scan through the photo and we're going to try to find similar shapes or colors that match up to what our anomaly looks like. And the reason we're doing this is hoping that maybe objects lying around and in the photo are going to give us some clues as to what may be creating the anomaly. We're going to scan the photo from bottom to top, left to right, right to left, however you want to do it. It doesn't really matter. And see if we can match anything up with our anomaly. Now, here we've come to what appears to be a statue, which is a very, very similar shape to our anomaly. Now let's see if maybe this anomaly could indeed be nothing more than one of these statues. So we're going to zoom in on it a little bit, and after we zoom in, we're going to notice that the colors don't match up at all. There's a good chance that this is probably not any type of a statue there. When you're examining photos like this, especially possible apparitions, you have to think logically. what are the odds of this actually being a ghost or an apparition or something paranormal? Well, the odds are not very good. There's always a better chance that it's going to be explainable than it's going to be paranormal. As we continue our scan, we notice that this black background here seems to have some sort of reddish, rusty colors, splotches. And the reason that these splotches are here is because when you take photographs at night using a flash, that flash is only going to reach so far. And anything beyond that flash, the camera can't see it. So it's basically making a guess as to what's there. Let's zoom in a little bit to see if we can get a better comparison. Okay, if we look at the background here, we're going to see that this is indeed the same color as what we originally thought was the head of our apparition. So these splotchy things are also similar in shape. So now we have a possibility that we could be looking at a false anomaly. Now let's zoom out some and see if we can find any other clues that are going to lead us to the origin of this full-bodied apparition. So far we've made a successful comparison of the splotchy rust color background due to our lighting situation and the head of our anomaly. And as we continue to scan for any more objects that may help us find out the origin of this photo, we're not really seeing anything here, so we're going to go to our next step, and that's going to be brightening the photo some to see if there's actually something hiding that we can't see with the photo as it is right now. We're going to move over here to the left in our effects to where we see fill light. Now we're going to grab this little bar and we're going to start pulling it to the right. And what this is going to do is brighten the picture. And as we brighten it a little bit more, you're going to see a lot more noise, but we're starting to see some things that we didn't see in the original photo. Now that we've shed a little light on the anomaly, we're going to zoom in some and take a closer look at it. Now we're going to notice that what we once thought was possibly a shirt looks more of a round ball similar to an orb. And what do we all know about orbs? Most orbs have natural explanations, and this particular one is no different. I'm actually seeing an orb here instead of the body, so it looks like we may have figured out what this is. Let's zoom out a little bit and do another shape and color comparison. Now this comparison is going to go much quicker. We're already starting to see something that resembles our anomaly. Right here and right here we have what appears to be two orbs. And then up here at the top and over here to the right we see some more. And if we look closely we're going to notice that it's actually the same color as well. Now my opinion is these are probably nothing more than pieces of dust. And I believe what we once believed was a full-bodied apparition is nothing more than a piece of dust combined with some matrixing, and that's our full-bodied apparition debunked. I want to thank you for watching our videos. Don't forget to check out our website, www.viperparanormal.com. Please comment, rate, share these videos, and don't forget to subscribe.